I'm literally healing. I'm literally not overestimating when I say that YouTube is literally helping me heal my artist, my inner artist, my artist child, helping me heal from the constant overload. The sole purpose of this video today is to convince you to start a YouTube channel if that is something you have ever wondered whether or not you should do. And so there's quite a lot of these types of videos out there already, but I decided to add my own perspective because there were some points that haven't been touched on, and so my perspective specifically is that of a self-published author, as an artist who is on these platforms to share my work. And I think it is fair to assume that most people who are on YouTube today making videos, so I'm just trying to protect my microphone a bit from the wind. So most people who are on YouTube today making videos are doing so because they have some form of product, offer of service to give. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And especially for artists, I am a very strong believer in the fact that artists should get paid for their work, and it is literally the artist's job to share their view of the world, share their perspective, how they're seeing the world. And as of May 2025, I think YouTube is the perfect place to do this. I used to have a YouTube channel years ago where my husband and I shared our travels, and that channel got up to, I think, about 6,000, 7,000 followers at the time, but we grew quite tired of it at some point. We were quite tired of sharing our private life, and we also both had full-time jobs, so we were kind of doing that on the side and didn't see the point in it anymore. And that is sort of where I left YouTube and never thought I'd be back, because I didn't want to share my private life, and I was really a strong believer in letting my work speak for itself. Like I thought that was enough, and that is a perspective that I have now completely changed. I don't believe it is enough anymore in 2025 to just let your work, your art speak for itself. I feel like it is our job as artists to show up consistently and authentically, to promote our work and take pride in promoting our work, and I don't think there's anything bad about it. But so I thought, in my head, I had thought that YouTube was just too much of an extra chore and I couldn't make it work. Maybe also because of a lot of perfectionism, that I wanted to show up and create the best videos out there. I should probably say that I have a background in television. I used to be a TV producer, so it's very hard for me to put something out there in form of video or film that is not up to broadcasting standards, basically. So obviously this is also a help. Now I'm back on YouTube, so it does help me to have that technical knowledge. But I thought I would never be back, and so I focused all my attention on Instagram. That is basically the only marketing that I did apart from my newsletter. And over the past 12 months or so, I became completely and utterly burnt out. And I blame probably 70% of that on Instagram, probably even more. I was trying so hard to make Instagram work, and I just could not do it. And it became such a chore at some point to put my art out there, and never knowing if it didn't get any feedback or any results because people didn't like it, it didn't resonate, or because the algorithm just simply wouldn't show my stuff to my followers or to new people. You just never know. And I think it is fair to assume that Instagram makes most of its money, the bulk of its money, from ad revenue, and so they basically want you to pay for ads. And it also runs on controversy and on creating anger and creating a lot of hatred. And so I was never able to create content like that, obviously. And so for the longest time, I just couldn't make Instagram work. And I came back to YouTube a while ago, just giving it another try. And I am so incredibly grateful that I did. I still, at this point, I've only just started again. I still have under 500 followers, and I feel like I am literally healing. I'm literally not overestimating when I say that YouTube is literally helping me heal my artist, my inner artist, my artist child, helping me heal from the constant overload. And so I think the problem with Instagram as a creator is that it is very hard to distinguish between what is work and what then seeps into your private time, because there's a lot of research involved. You need to stay on top of trending audios. You need to see what other people are doing. You're also constantly bombarded with your competition, and I don't really like that word, but you're constantly seeing other people, other artists, in my case other authors, who look like they have it all figured out, and I'm the only one who's left behind. And that really resulted in me just feeling like Instagram is a constant chore. And YouTube does have YouTube Shorts, but YouTube is not short form. YouTube's main reason for existence is long form. And this has also healed me so much as a consumer. It is so much better for me. Like, naturally, when you're putting something on the internet, on any of those platforms, as the creator of that work, you will also spend time on that platform. And I just feel like my time is so much better spent on YouTube. And I am so inspired by all the other videos that I'm seeing, all the other artists that I follow, and all the other authors that I follow. And I just, I always leave YouTube feeling inspired and feeling enriched by what I have seen. Whereas on Instagram, I always feel depleted and I feel worse about myself. And if I'm feeling like that as the person who puts out the work, I also wonder, how are my viewers or my readers feeling, or my followers? Like, I don't want to be on a platform that makes people feel like shit and that makes people feel drained. I want to create a space of inspiration and of calm and of like value. That's what I want to do. I will also say, I do think books are just a much more innocent product to sell than, for example, online courses. I think people are starting to get tired of online courses and maybe even self-help books, but novels are such a humble product. They also only cost a few dollars, so like, you're not committing too much, and it's just pure entertainment and escapism. So it's such a humble, innocent product to sell. So I think that's also why it works as well as it does. And so you do not need to have a big following to start seeing the effects of putting yourself out there, of putting yourself on YouTube. You do not have to wait until you are monetized, which happens at 1,000 followers and 4,000 watch hours. You can start it. I think it works so well when you already have your own products. It's just a no-brainer for people. That's why you're there. It's not such a hard sell, you know. You're not trying to sell some online course that teaches people how to be a better person or how to become business savvy. It's so innocent to just quickly say, down there are my books, you know. And like I said, people don't commit too much just buying a book for a couple of dollars. So, you know, I really think it doesn't have to be that hard. I really think it doesn't have to be that hard. Sometimes it will take me the better part of the day to make an Instagram reel. Also because you have to edit in the Instagram app, which is just shit. And on YouTube, you're allowed to show up like this, focus on good audio. Again, protecting my microphone here from the wind. Focus on good audio and just keep it real. Just be your authentic self. And I also feel like my storytelling is now expanding beyond just the books. I think my storytelling is happening right here. My storytelling is happening on camera, on YouTube, because this is the authentic place to be right now. YouTube also provides such a lovely counterbalance to my books. So writing a book is a long-term kind of goal. It takes me years to finish a book, and sometimes it's very hard to keep your eyes on the ball, and I'm really enjoying to have these weekly YouTube videos which are providing such a nice different creative outlet for me. And so I feel this sense of accomplishment whenever I upload a video that writing books alone can't provide. And I love having this diary of what I've been up to and being able to see my progress. And this diary is, sometimes I will make videos just for my family who live far away from me. My dad, for example, is the biggest fan of my novels, and so sometimes I'll think of a video just with him in mind, and that's how it stays authentic. That's how I can just keep it real, because I have a real person in mind whom I love. And it's fantastic. So no matter where you live in the world, no matter what you do, or what you care about, there is somebody out there who would enjoy watching what you have to offer. And as someone who has worked in TV production behind the camera, but then also as someone who has been traditionally published in Germany, I was traditionally published, and the books did quite well and ended up on best-selling lists. And with that came quite a lot of media attention at the time. And I can tell you, as someone who has been there, that's not fun. It's not fun, or at least it wasn't fun for me, as someone who's much more introverted, to appear on talk shows or feature in magazines and have someone else tell my story, because those media outlets, they never have your best interest at heart. They just don't. They have interest at heart of their advertisers and of their bosses and the whole media company, not you. And so you're just a tiny little piece of their entertainment, what is supposed to keep viewers glued to the screen. And it also happens a lot. Mistakes happen a lot where your story is told wrong because someone makes a mistake, just an honest human mistake, or because someone might be biased towards your story, and then it ends up being something that you never wanted it to be. Happens all the time. And so while it might be harder initially to grow your YouTube channel, it is going to be your own broadcast channel that you have full control over, where you get to decide how and when you show up. You can change course, you can change niche. It is entirely in your control, which is also why I turned towards self-publishing, for example. I enjoy that control, and I think the age of gatekeeping is over, and we can just do it all ourselves. And so that's what I'd like to leave you with today. Just give it a go, even if it's just a video diary to see your progress or to flex your creative muscle. You do not know what you don't know. Just give it a go. That's all I have for you today. I hope this helped. See you again tomorrow. We want to be perceived in a certain way, and we want to be perceived as perfect. We don't want to show our flaws because it's not safe to show our flaws, especially on the internet. And I think also especially as women.